we discussed about we are discussing about subnet associations. Here in our last video we removed a default subnet association, and we removed a default route table and we created a new route table which and made that as a default route. So now we can go ahead to verify these subnet associations. We can create one more route table for the same VPC. So I'm in route tables and I will create a route table. I name it as uh, uh, test association. Test association. The same VPC. Ours is dev VPC. I don't want to add any tags right now. Let's not add anything. This is just a test as test route. I will say create, close, and yeah. So this is our test association route table. Sorry, this is our test association route table, which is not a default route table for my VPC. So to make this my default route table, you can go here, set as main route table, and click on OK. So which make our original route table a non-default route table, right? See here, this is our main route table, which we added before in the last video. So this is my IGW attached, but it is not a default default route table. So uh, this is my default route table. Where is it? Test associations is my default. So when you say default, as I said, there will be a local route and the subnet associations. Whatever the say in the subnet associations, uh, by default it should have two route tables. Sorry, two subnets associated with it, since it is a default route table. But why there is only one? Because there is one more the association, one more association subnet which we added in another route table, which is not a default route table. So this is that. So if you remove the subnet from here, for say this one, I will say save. So I removed all the subnets in our route table. So there is no subnet associations for original route table. So now check the default route table, for example. So this is my test association route table and subnet associations. You can see now these two are in default associations. Why? Because in default, whenever there is no associations defined in any of the route table, the request will check the default route table and goes as per the default route table configuration. So since this is my default route table associated with my VPC, whenever whenever a subnet is not attached to any of the route table, the request will go with the default route table settings, right? So the request will come here. Here the request will come and check the route table. Yeah, it will not find any subnet. There will be a route, so our route will not change. Our route should be to allow all the internet users through this internet gateway. So that is our route, and so once the request arrived at the route table, it should know which subnets are under this route table. So in route table, if we did not define any subnet associations, then the request will take the default route table settings, uh, uh, that is uh, um, that is allow all local routes. So whatever the subnets we have under the default route table, it will choose those. It will check those subnets. But if there is an external association defined, for suppose now it is a default route table, my test association, which consists of uh, two subnets. But before we have one more route table where subnet associations are not defined. See, now there is no subnets. If you try to connect to your machine now, see, I will try to connect now because we removed both the subnets from the subnet association, and we are trying now. Let's say duplicate session. It will be easy. See, since you don't know which subnet, because the default subnet which we added, there is no routes. There is no routes in it. We did not attach any different route for route table. That is why it is not. It is getting error. So let's see. Now let us attach. Let us add. Let us roll back the changes. Let's say I will go to the main route table, which is dev route table, edit subnet associations. I will add both the subnets and to this route table. Now so here our subnets are attached to our route table, main route table. We'll go and check the default route table now. This is my test association route table. Now there is no subnet association in here because these subnets are associated with another route table. So now check the connection now. So let's go here. You can say restart session, login as EC2 hyphen user, right? Fine, now I am connected. So this is about subnet associations. Next video, next what we're gonna learn is this is what we achieved in this video. So let's go for another scenario where we need to um, communicate with two VPCs. Uh, like this is my one VPC and this is another VPC, right? Should be a bigger one. So this is VPC, VPC 1, I say. This is VPC 2, VPC 2. So now we have already created two subnets in here, subnet 1 and subnet 2, 1A and 1B. Let's say subnet 1A, this is 1B, and we created an instance inside this subnet, EC2 instance in this subnet, right? EC2 machine. Now we have to we know that we can communicate with the available regions within the VPC, but how are we gonna communicate with the machines or with the resources in another VPC? So let's say we create another VPC and we create a subnet there. Let's say we create a subnet and create a subnet there, and we create an EC2 as well. This is my EC2, and this is my subnet, right? So we have to establish connection from here to here, right? So for that to achieve, let's say all these are in single AWS account. Okay, this is my single account, same AWS account. This is my AWS account, right? This is our scenario, and just a minute. Right. Okay, we quickly create one more VPC and subnet, and launch an instance in that subnet. So here we can also, you can test, you can create an EC2 instance here, and you can try EC2 instance here, and you can try to connect from here to here, vice versa, and they should be able to ping each other, because they are in same VPC. But here to here, they cannot ping. We can try same thing. So go to EC2, and we already have one server. So we need to create another server uh, in another availability zone 1B, which is 1B. So I will select. So I will select T2 micro since it is free. Launch, and go to configurations. Choose instance. Sorry, configurations. If you see, it will always select the default one. Select your VPC and your subnet 1B, because we need to launch it in 1B availability zone. So I will leave everything as default, and launch instance and launch. I will take the same key. I don't want to create another key for this one. I will use this key for all our labs. Let's say existing. I acknowledge I have this ppk file, launch instance. So the instance, yeah, my instance is coming back, and I say this is a web server, right? And say, so saying uh, while this instance is launching, we will go. So we launched an instance, this one. So we need to check communication from this to this one, and vice versa. So similarly, we need to create another EC2 and launch an instance there. So we quickly go to the VPC and launch here VPC. Anyway, so launch VPC. Let's say I will choose this as a database VPC, because let's assume it is only for databases. So create VPC. So maximum 5 VPCs we can create in one account by default. So I don't have 5, so I will create one DB VPC. Name it CIDR block. We already have 10 class 10 CIDR block. So I will select 192.168.0.0/16. As I said, it will give the maximum, and I will select tenancy as default. Tenancy, as I said, it is for dedicated host. So if you want your all the infrastructure in a particular hardware, then you can do the tenancy. That's not required as of now. So my VPC is created, and quickly I need to create a subnet inside that VPC. I create a subnet, DB subnet. Let's say it is. I select DB VPC, and I create a DB subnet. So which availability zone we choose? So let's choose 1C availability zones. So what happens now? So we are creating a VPC which is only in this particular availability zone, right? This is my another VPC, right? I create a one more VPC here. Okay, so these two can communicate with each other without an issue, but these two cannot be communicated by default. We have to make some settings, right? We call it as peering, VPC peering. So when we connect to VPCs, it is called VPC peering. So that is what we are trying to achieve here. CIDR block, you can just 168 dot, sorry, 192.168.0. Let's say 1.0 slash. I need only 100 odd servers in this one. So let's define. I'll create a subnet. Let's see whether we're recording it or not. I'm not sure. Okay, we are recording it. Okay, our subnet is also created. Let's say we create an instance in the subnet quickly. Instances. So launch instance. So I will use the same instance, right? These are all instance types. We can discuss that later, but now we don't want that one. So instance type, we choose the configuration, we choose a VPC, which is DB VPC, and then we create a subnet. We have only one subnet, so it will show on one availability zones. It will show only one availability. So if we in VPC we create another subnet and do another availability zone, it will show another availability. So I will, as I said, I will remain. We will keep all the remaining settings as default. Launch failed. Your requested instance type T2 micro does not support in your requested availability zone. Please retry your request by not specifying availability zone or choose a. So here we don't have support to T2 micro instances. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Okay, back to revise. So what we do now? So simple. We will go to subnets, and we will remove this subnet which we created, DB subnet. Action. So because Amazon is not supporting this type of instance T2 micro in this availability zone. This is a new availability zone in Mumbai. Before like 10 months, I guess, we don't have this availability zone. Delete subnet. And that's a share subnet. I never use this option. No, this option is not right. I will, what we can do, we can delete this subnet. See, we do the delete action now. So we are doing select delete and delete and just type delete and delete it. So create a subnet. Very good. So we will create. So we cannot create in 3B, so we can create a DB subnet in 1B only. My subnet, DB subnet availability zone. I'll select 1B and 192.168.1.0.25. Same as before, but we what happened? Also, we selected DB VPC. We selected the wrong VPC. DB VPC. Oh, okay. What we did now, so instead here we cannot launch T2 micro in 1C. because we want to use the free tier. So instead of creating here, we again created we again created we again created a VPC here, which is associated with uh, the 1B. This is also a VPC, but it has only covering 1B region, right? So we need to establish connection from here to here. Uh, Even though these two are in only in same availability zone in same region, they cannot communicate with each other because this is another VPC, this is another VPC. So there will be no communication between them, right? So same with this scenario. So even this red bus, that is what I mean by virtual VP. So they should not communicate with each other by default. There should not be any communication between them unless we configure the VPCs to communicate with each other, right? So we created, let's say we we go to Amazon and we launch an instance. So go to configurations, T2 micro, DB we need to refresh it. Let's go to EasyTyping. So follow the same because it is not updated. Launch instance. Launch instance, select and the micro. Yes. Configuration instance. Select our DB VPC and select. See here, it changed 1B. Keep default settings remaining and launch instance. Right? Few instances. So what we did, we created 3 instances. This one is DB instance. DB server. Sorry. Um, so here we created 2 VPCs, and in one VPC we have subnet 1A, 1B, and here we have DB subnet here. And let's say this is the subnet. DB subnet here, and we have launched 3 instances, 1, 2, 3. So we need to check communication between them. So as I said, these two subnets be able to communicate with each other, 1A and 1B. So let's see. This is my. Okay, let's close this one. This one is my first instance in 1 year, right? You can check this IP. So otherwise I will mention in the diagram. It will be easy for you to differentiate. First IP, which is having the public IP of this one, the public IP of this one, and private IP of this one. So this is my first IP. Let's say I'll write it here, right? This is my instance IP. So next one, next instance, my web, which is in 1B. So I didn't take any public IP. Oh shit. Okay, we can do that anyway. So how to do that? We can again. Right, I selected private IP. And there will be one more line I have to add it to this one. I guess. Yeah, this one, and we can also mention the DP. server. Here also we don't have anything. Okay. Right. See here we don't given any public IPs for these two, right? But we given only public IP for this one, right? Yes. This is not my IPs, right? So now go to putty. So we have only access to this particular IP, right? So we didn't have public IPs to this one and this one. So we cannot log into this one and this one using putty. Why? Because we are logging from internet. So if you are working in organizations, we will log in with only private IP, not the public IP. So here we are using public IP to log into this machine because we are not using any VPN connection. So later on we can establish a VPN connection. Anyway, so we need to communicate from subnet 1A to subnet 1B. So let's ping. So because this server is up, so 10.0.2.67. Okay. Yes. Ping is not working. Why it is not working? So ping we are using from internet. That is why we are unable to. Even though we don't have able to. Mhm. Let's say we are not able to communicate with that machine. So we are trying to establish communication between 1A and 1B, and which are in same PC to VPCs, right? That's the web server. We can check some security instances running, private IP. Okay, 50. This is security group here, launch wizard 2 it is using. You can go to security group and check whether we are allowed to connect to this instance. Launch wizard 2. This is our bound rules. Something bound rules SSH you can do for port 22. But for ping, what we are using is important here. Let's ping the IP. Why it is not happening? Let's stay on traffic. So can go again. Bound rules. Let's edit it. This I'm doing this at server level. Let's say all traffic from let's say 17.10.0 dot. So what the IPs we are using, zero. So it will allow us. Let's go to the displaying, right? So here there is no route, there is no allow of this instance to that instance, right? Because of the firewall rule, the inbound rules in the security group. So once you allow that one, so it is able to communicate with this one, right? This is how we can troubleshoot. Similarly, if you open the port, um, port by port to let's say we also open for DB, right? DB instance. So which, let's say which one it is using. So DB it is using launch wizard 4. Let's go to security groups. Security groups are firewall ports, right? See here it is for 2. See, we are allowing all kind of traffics, and I mean we are opening all ports which are coming from source. This one is our CADR flow, right? So since our machine is in this range, so able to open this port, all configurations, right? So let's do the same for launch wizard 4, which is for DB. So bound rules, we have only one bound rule, and let's edit it, and we can add all traffic for 10 dot 0 dot 0 slash 16. Let's say so. Okay, so let's check now whether we are able to communicate or not, right? So now what we did, so we are able to communicate from here to here. What we did, initially we faced issue with firewall, so we resolved it by allowing the port all traffic from this particular IP address. That is at instance level, not at all from the VPC or subnet level. That is just at the VPC level. We made the changes, right? Now we are trying to communicate between these two. Let's this. So let's communicate. Let's check the communication between this one and this one. So remember we did the same thing. We added we allowed 10.0.0.0/16, which is this VPC ADR in this one as well. Okay, this one is 10.0. 10.0.0.0/16, but this one is 192.68.0.0. These are two VPCs. So, but we added this CIDR block in this instance in the firewall. What I mean is security. Let's check the communication. So I will ping 192.68.1.103, right? This is not pinging, right? Why this is not pinging? Because these two are different VPCs. So by default, VPC to VPC communication will not be there unless we do a VPC peering. So, but here these two subnets are communicating with each other because they are in the same VPC. We didn't make any VPC level settings we didn't make any settings for this one because they are in same available same VPC, but different availability zones or different subnets. That doesn't matter. Even these two are in same availability zones, they will ping each other. So now we have to ping from here to here. How we do? We should establish a VPC pairing here. So how we establish VPC pairing? That is what we need to learn. Then go to VPCs. So VPC. So here go scroll it down. Where is VPC pairing? Somewhere it will be. See pairing connections in VPC. So create a pairing connection. Right? Pairing connection name. From where to where? One is app server, and we need to connect to DB server. Just this is naming connection, and we don't want to give this one app to DB. So app to DB is our name. Select the local VPC to pair with. Okay, this is our local VPC. Now again, what is local VPC? Yeah, what is local VPC and what is an give me 1 minute, I'm getting call. Okay, let's continue. What is a local VPC pairing, right? What is a local VPC pairing? So if the VPCs are in same AWS account, that one is called another that is called local VPC pairing. So if they are in different accounts, then it is called different local pairing, I guess. So if the VPCs are in same account, then it is called local VPC pairing. We select the local VPC pairing. So for which VPC we need to create a pairing, right? You can go two way here. Example, if you pair, if you create pairing from here to here or here to here, it doesn't matter. The communication can be established in both ways, right? So let's say I am doing from here to here, right? Here to here. I name this pairing. See, pairing, right? So I'm doing VPC pairing from here to here. Remember that doesn't matter because whenever we establish pairing, they can communicate from both the ways. It is a two-way communication, but we will do from one to one pairing concepts. So I will select the DB here. So since we are doing so, this is the associated CIDR. Um, so I don't want to pair another. So leave that tag. You can name, and what is that name we given? Um, so we can give them and we can give app -db, right? DB peer, right? Create a peering connection. select another VPC to pair with. Okay, I selected, right? I think. Okay, select a local VPC. I'm sorry. Um Here, what local means is, so this is my local VPC, and this is the other VPC which I connect. So from here, I am trying to connect to here, right? We are connecting VPC pairing from this one, which they are calling it local, uh, to this one. I misunderstood earlier here. So you can select here app. Where is app? Dev, right? Also dev is the first one, and another one is DB VPC. So there is another way of communication. So we can create another account VPC. We can discuss that later. This is my account region. This region. It is a default region. Because both are in Mumbai region only, I'm using this region. So because I created both the VPCs in the same Mumbai region. If you want, you can create in another region. Then also you can choose another region, and it will ask you to select the region and VPC ID. You need to give here. We can check that one as well. No problem. For time being, we selected the same region, and no need to add anything else. So we create a pairing. Okay, pending apps acceptance. So uh, if you refresh this one, okay, action, accept request. Why we are doing this um, here? So why we are doing this accept request? So whenever we are doing a pairing, a request will be sent from local to the destination. So from this one, it is sending a pairing request to this VPC, right? So once we accept that request in this VPC, so they will be able to communicate with each other. So similarly, whenever you are doing different accounts, different AWS accounts, um, then this VPC is in different accounts. So we need to we'll send a request, pairing request. Once it is accepted in the other account, then only they will be able to communicate with each other, right? So now we accepted the request and the pairing is done. Now go check. So pairing will be in. So still we are not able to ping this IP. What's that? Okay, let's check. Okay. Since it is in another VPC, that means it is getting request from the internet, right? So let's see. I'll go to the first diagram again. Okay, here we established a pairing between these two, right? This one and this one. So establish the pairing between these two. But what happens is these two will be communicated via internet, right? So we created a VPC, but we didn't attach any internet gateway. We didn't connected any VPC, anything here. So we have to allow allow connections from internet. Then only these two can communicate. That's it. Because by default, two VPCs, even though they are in same account, they cannot communicate. They can communicate only via internet, like this. So let's go to VPCs. Mm, let's attach internet gateway to our VPC, right? So ours is DB VPC. So this, let's check whether it got any default route table and IGW internet gateway. This is my main route table. Let's check route table first. Uh, this is my route table. Just check routes. There is only one, that is local route. So there is no internet gateway attached to this one. So go to internet gateway, create one gateway, internet gateway. That is DB gateway, DB IGW internet gateway. Created one, attached to VPC. I will attach to which VPC? DB VPC. Attached to internet gateway. So attaching it enough, we have to modify the route table. In this case, I will just modify the default route table, right? I don't want to create another route table. What is my default route table for? Let's say VPC first. I don't remember. DB VPC. Go to route tables here. Main route table. This one. This is my default route table. So go to routes, add route. So from all internet 0.0.0.0 and give to IGW internet gateway. This one, right? Save out. Close. My configuration is done. Now they should be able to communicate with each other. Until not. Fine. That's it. So, submit. What happened here? This is called lab. So we can have some issues expected. Let's resolve them. Okay, let's check route table again. VPC route tables. VPC, my DB VPC, my DB main route table. Routes. I will add a route. Let's say from 10 dot. Okay, 10.0.0.16, which is my CIDR block for another VPC, and I will select a pairing and select the pair, right? I forgot this one. I done many days before, so then save route, close, and I will remove this internet route, right? Save routes. I thought it is from internet. Let's check now. VPC correction. Oh, still not able to. Because we didn't connect it, we didn't open our ports. Let's open ports. We need to understand the flow here. We can now go to the launch wizard for security group, which is for my DB. DB editing controls. So all traffic all instances, all resources. Let's save rule. Let's check now. Still not. What happened? One state dot zero dot 1 3. Here we need to allow. How we can allow? We are allowing all traffic from all sources. Why it is not still connecting? Downloads also fine. All traffic. I also allowed all traffic. So security should not have any problem here. Good VPC time. Let's say DBVPC. Let's say we close the connection and we test it again. Okay. What? Okay, sorry. Did one mistake, I guess. Let's go to the DB submit. So a request is coming from on 10.16. This is the destination. You are passing that to this one. Excellent. And similarly, then go to route table, dev route table, routes, edit route table. So add. So whenever the request going from one going to the destination 192.168.0.0. How could I forget this one? VPC connection to DB. So route. Nice. Done. We are now able to connect. So this is the VPC. That's it for this lab. Next lab plus. Guess what is our next lab? This is what we actually established. We communicated from here to here, and now next, why not we try for another account or another region? Let's say for another region. For suppose we create a peering connection for another region. Another region, right? VPC peering connection. Right. One we have created a pairing connection. Select the local pairing, request the VPC request. So from here, from one, let's say 1A again, because we have this VPC to, let's say, another account ID. I do have another account. Let's start. Account, AWS account. This is not 682 4 E. Where is my E? Where is my E? Right? So this is my another account. So see here, this is my sister account, and I do have my account here. So we create a VPC. Let's check whether we have any default VPCs here. So VPC, Virginia VPC, Cloud VPC. Let me check. Let's say we, okay, whenever we are connecting to different VPCs, um, the basic condition here is the two VPCs should not be in same CID range. So here we see the CID range of these two VPCs, this one and this one, right? So similarly, so if we have the same CIDR block here, 10.0.16, we can create a VPC with the same CIDR block. But whenever we are establishing peering connection, so whenever we are routing it, so we cannot route because 10.0.0.16 is already routing locally, so we cannot route it. So for that, to avoid that one, we will give different CIDR blocks between while we are connecting VPC pairing. So we can give the blocks, but again we have to add the routes in such a way that it will route to the other VPC. So to avoid those things, we can create one more VPC and establish the connection here. So VPC name is let's say um, this is my sister VPC. So let's say Jansi VPC. VPC CIDR block. I will give a new CIDR block, say like 172.16.0, right? Slash 16. 32, I guess. 172.31. So 0 dot it's wrong 0, I guess. 0. But here 172 dot I forgot 31. I think it is 31. Sorry. Okay, 172.31. This is my CIDR block and create a subnet here. How many times we are creating subnet? Just for practice. Create a subnet VPC and VPC. Subnet name is okay. Availability zone. This is Virginia 1A. for Gmail here we can say. So CIDR block 172.31.1.0/20. Right, right. Yes. I'm done. My subnet is done. We need to launch an instance inside this subnet as quickly as possible. Instances. Tutor macro. Tutor macro. We need to choose configuration. Not VPC, John VPC. We have only one instance. It doesn't matter if I will launch anyway. We just want to test. AWS running launch instance. So let's wait until this instance is running. We can add. What we need? We need the account number, my account. Sorry, and we also need we also what we need. We also need the VPC ID. VPC ID. So this is my account ID. Yeah, don't remember, sir. This this one. I will go to another account. So another account ID is this one, and another region, not in Mumbai region. So I will go here. North Virginia. My region is North Virginia. North Virginia, USA. One. VPC ID. VPC ID will switch from here. Switch from here. Yeah, this one. So VPC. VPCs. Yeah, VPC. This is my VPC ID. We can copy it. Right. All right. Pairing name. I want to John. Pair. Pair. Right. Something like that. I don't want to give any name here. So my pairing is okay. I created from my account to my sister account. So now we have, so it is pending for acceptance. See, before we accepted here itself, but now the request has sent to another, so I need to go to the other account and accept it, right? So I will go to peering connections and we will get one connection request. So this is my connection request. So I will accept that request. And created so many in the past, I guess. Okay. So these are accept trust. So once we accepted, it will be in provisioning and it is active. So now we will be able to accept. Before that, we will go to the route tables of our VPC, JAMVC, and go to the route table. A second. Okay. So we accepted the pairing request. So in the route tables, in the routes, we need to add the routes for another VPC. So we need to add both routes for to and from communication. If we add only one side, the communication will be established only one side. So route should be at both the sides, but pairing request should be done only at one. Pairing request can done by only one account, and another account can accept it. Edit route and add route. We are getting from 10.0.0.0 0/16 is our route peering connection. So peering connection. Okay, let's check in another account. I haven't done between accounts. This is my first time as well. Let's refresh. Yes, it is accepted. So Omar to John. Okay. Now let's say this is my CIDF block. Let's add first here my dev route table. Routes, edit routes, and routes 172 dot 1.0 and 0/16. So this one I want to add pairing connection. This one, but why? Yes, but why I didn't get any? Before I got from both sides, but now I didn't got any request. Just refresh it. Oops. What is my route table here? I will go to VPC. Routes we have got from 10 dot 0.0.0/16 is my route table. Maybe it is not required in an account to account. Let's check. But how? It allow. It is what my question. How it allows the request from. Yeah, we need to send a request from here to that VPC as well. Sorry, I didn't scroll it down. Shit. Done my routing. So I will go to EC2 here. Let's go here. EC2. Simple civil mistakes. Take private IP. So we should test from private IP only because public IP is if we test also because public it will communicate if the port is open and internet gateway is attached, right? Yeah, and ping here. Again, we didn't firewall rule. We didn't check. Not this one. So, the firewall rule. Launch resort 2. Launch wizard 2. This one. Inbound roles. Inbound roles. Add role. Let's say all traffic. There's my all traffic. Let's say coming from what? 10.0.0.016. Let's say this is our CID block, right? Let's say let's see if there are any changes here, right? We are now able to connect to our CID, sorry, which is in another account. Oh, very good. This lab is completed.